Hello RC fans, Racing 393 for a quick video. This is part 3 of my team associated RC10T build. You can see here by the picture, we've made quite a bit of progress, got the shell on. So this is a video just going through, I put the electrics in the last video, but just tidying up the wiring. Cut the body shell and we put that on. So it's pretty much, you know, a runner now. Just got to put some paint on the shell, which will be when the weather improves in the UK. Just as a heads up, in part 4 we'll go through setup, which will utilize the setup tools that I have for my buggies, setup stations, measuring, camber caster, toe, and that kind of thing, ride height, maybe corner weight scales, something like that. So because pretty much apart from the paint, the truck is actually weight ready, if that makes sense. So yeah, that'll be in part 4. But anyway, not very long video. Sit back and enjoy. Welcome to part 3. RC10T. So in the last video we just put the electrics in and they went in, they went in really well, plenty of room, no expense spared, brief servo, oxide speed controller, Samwar receiver. So we're just going to pretty much tidy that up a little bit now. We've just got to do a bit of cable management, and then we're going to probably fit the body, well, cut the body shell and fit the body shell. So I'm just going to move the camera down so you can see what I'm doing. So there's not much to do. I'm going to cut these cable ties off and things, but it's just a case of getting the, it's this one I want to try and sort out, is the battery leads, because I don't want to accidentally plug these in the wrong way round. I know you think, well, that's red and that was black, but I'm going to get a battery out just so that I can, you know, these are going to fit to the side somewhere, so there's a shorter version, you know, the lead's a bit shorter, allowing me just to plug, you know, in the positive or negative terminal, and then we've got sort of like the caps here, which are, I think they've got, I don't know if that will come out, no, so that needs to be stuck down with some tape somewhere, so that'll be next. The servo, I've got some double-sided sticky tape which I'll use. Shock horror, we're going to use Tamiya with my team associated. So let me just get a battery. So the battery's just situated, I think. Now the problem is where do I run it? Being, now I could run the terminals the other way, so that you know, I need to just put this there. That's not long enough, so that might need to stick there. See, that would fit across there. I'd have to stick it there though, to allow enough of that to go over, which it would. So that would fit there. Now, where did I put all my wire tidies? I think they're here. So I've got some of these. I've got others. I'm hoping that you've got enough light. Can you see that? So I don't know what I was doing. Show the camera and say nothing. These just sticky cable clips. I think these will work fine. At least I've got loads of these everywhere, but you buy some things and you never quite know where you've put them. Now these are not going to be, it's not going to hold the wire, you know, in a fixed position, so it's going to move, but at least it will keep it a bit tidier, so it doesn't really matter at the minute. I'm going to put that to the side of the chassis, like that. That can go in. Now we have got, it's a bit tricky actually, it's all in the way, so that goes up. So it does depend on where I clip it, so that should be enough there. Not that. And down. Now the other thing is I need to be able to get the battery out. That should be fine, that will go across there, that will reach. The other one, I suppose, is slightly less important, as in I could run that round this side, clip it on here, a bit further like there, so that can just sort of fold round on itself. I think that would work there as well. That's the other side of the chassis then. So I'm going to fart. Have that. Have that. Right, so I'm just going to put this side. I'm going to move the wire out, like so, and then I don't know if you can see, I do need it a bit lower, like that. And I bend it up a little bit because it's, well, that's that. I've just got to run this so that it doesn't foul on anything, like that. Now that should be enough. So that one will go on there. So you see that on there? I can run it across like that. And the other one, it will reach there but goes there, so we can assume at the moment, but they're okay. Might as well stick at the easy bit down is this power pack. So simply the best, simply put that right in there. Decided to stick it on the chassis there. So you can see where that goes. Looks a bit dark in here, doesn't it now? You can never win with the light in here. I don't know what. I can see perfectly fine. But it seems like, I don't know what it is, lighting and sound. It's the sort of the bane of my life. But anyway, turn the car around. Now on this side we've got a receiver, and we've also got the antenna. Now where did that antenna tube go? I think I've got that somewhere. The other thing is, where does this go? Where can I put that that's not going to be in the way? Which means it's can only go at an angle like that. I don't want it too close to anything that I might need to take off, or it's moving. I mean, it could go, you know, like that, away from the battery strap, and a little more central. We can tie these up a little bit, and then we'll have the antenna tube in the middle, which will be okay. I could put it there, sort of weight distribution, not that it weighs nothing. I also know there's a upgrade for the servo that holds it on. It's obviously got to fit where these are to go across, so, and I can still get to that. I can still get the battery out. Yeah, and I'll put it there in the middle. There you go. I think it's kind of where it needs to. I've plugged the black one in for now, just to show where the sort of what it would. I can also put it through that a little bit. That's fine. I'm not going to plug the red one in, but that'll just reach across into there. So that fits well. Receivers in the middle, sort of in line. I've only got one battery elastic band retainer in. I've got the aerial tube in. It's in the centre of the car, so the truck body, it should be fine. Now I think the next thing to do is that obviously we'll test, give sort of a bit of a close-up look at that. What do you reckon? It's pretty neat and tidy, isn't it? Now I'm still waiting for some shocks on the front, as in springs. These are a little bit hard in my opinion. But it doesn't look too bad. So the body shells are going to be cut now, Dremelled, not painted yet because I don't have the weather. I mean, although it's 22 degrees at 0.8, it goes up in here because we've got the heaters on. It's cold, but outside today it was like -2 or 3. And I went out this morning with a dog. It was like -2. But in here, nevertheless, it's lovely. Right, I think now let's go through the procedures of trimming the body shell up and getting it sitting on the chassis. Let me know what you think about what I've done here. I mean, it's, you know, neat and tidy. I've trimmed off all the excess cable tie. It's going to want some setup work anyway in it, so it certainly won't be going out when it's raining. So in the UK that'll mean like never. But anyway, let's get the let me get the shell out and we'll go from there. And that went on really easy. I think I'll move the camera so you can see it. It's not fully trimmed, but probably one of the easiest body shells I've ever had to cut in my life. Let me just move the camera around a fraction. Nicely done. I mean, it sits on there fine. There's a little bit, it does sit a little bit low on the, yeah, there's a bit of movement, but I'll put some body pads underneath that anyway. A very light trim on the rounded edges. I don't really think there's much I need to do there, to be honest. Yeah, it actually, it's going to be a bit of a short video because there wasn't much really to do there. I think what I might do is, because it's not really the weather to paint anywhere in the UK anyway, it's just too damn cold. Even when you're going to see this video. So I think the best thing I'll do, because this is pretty much its race weight, if I'm honest. I've got just out of shot here, you can't really see it, but it's just there, a setup station for a buggy, which this is what this is. I don't know if it's going to be suitable for this. I did buy a ride height gauge, which is over there, but this is too high. And I bought another one thinking it will work, and that's too low. You know, it's the same thing. Yeah, bit of a shame, but we'll figure something out. But there you have it. There you have it. Lovely. What a good build that is. And you won't see the sponsors because the body shell will be painted anyway. Yeah, once the I've put the back, it's in the box there, this sort of aero, what is that, a wing, I could like wing to keep it steady, sort of balanced in the air. But there we go, that's my RC10T, ready for some outdoor carpet fun. Even practice will be alright, won't it? There's some bits I've got to do still, like the turnbuckles. I haven't found anything out about that, which is just don't know what to do. But yeah, finally finished to that point. This is part 3, so from here on in, I think the next video we'll do a quick like setup. We'll use what I've got here. I've got the Sky RC setup station. I've also got Sky RC corner weight scales, so we'll use them as well. Camber and caster digital tools for the camber. I've got toe in and toe out gauge here. It should work. It's made by RPM. I don't know. I don't think it might not be wide enough. Having said that, because how far out does it? I think it only comes out that far. Well, you might be able to because you use the tread on the tyre. So there's that. I'll have to think about a different ride height gauge. These will work on, like this one here. I've got this little one here. That will work on the buggies and things I've got around. So with that one, so I bought that one for that, and that doesn't, you know, that's 24mm, and that doesn't, that's miles out. I mean, it might, I don't know, I haven't checked it since actually, so I know you can't see this, but yeah, that's far too, yeah, it's quite, I don't know what would that be then? I could measure it, but if that's 24mm, it's probably another 10mm. Maybe I can put that on it. Will that balance on it? No. Stop being stupid. In fact, this one's just shy of the bottom of the chassis. With perhaps softer front springs. Maybe do some slightly softer springs as well. Rear. I don't know. The body shell's pretty thin in places, I have to say. So, and I've got the other RC10 here, so that's the GT, which you can't see. I don't know if I can move the camera to see that. Let's see if you can see it if I move this round. Can you see that there? That's it on an original RC10 GT. So I've ordered another one, the new one. Yeah. What's the lighting like now? I'm so much trouble with lighting and sound, I don't know what to do. I've also lost an SD card. Just don't know where that's gone. That went in this camera. I've got everything else here, but not that one. Anyway, this is a bit of a shorter video because of time, to be honest. Let me know what you think. How did you find this build? What do you think of this particular build? Have you got an RC10T? Are you going to get one? I mean, they are sort of, everyone's got one now, haven't they? They've probably built it, used it, wrecked it. I'm always a little bit behind, just the way it is by the time I get around. So you can see that this one does have, you know, its carpet tyres on, and there. So they've got to be glued. I do need, the biggest thing with this is the turnbuckles, because they don't turn. If you turn them and to adjust them, they just come off the ball ends, which is a pain. Which is why I was trying to find out what other ball ends people use. We've got this to try out as well, to plug in the reef servo. Yeah, I think that'll conclude for part 3, nice and short, and part 4 will be either setup, not so much painting, it's not wrong time of year at the moment. I might do a little bit of a setup. I keep looking at the screen and I should look at the camera. Yeah, look out for part 4 for a setup video using the tools that I've got scattered around. I'll gather them all together and we'll go over them and check the settings on the hub, toe in, toe out. Hopefully it'll all work. I don't know, I mean, whether this Sky RC setup station will be suitable for this particular truggy. We shall see. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you for part 4 very soon. Thank you, and bye bye for now.